esoteric, it really just means nature. I would say more than, mystical and esotericism and mysticism is a sense, a relationship with nature. What are your thoughts on that?
I have a few. So when we want to express something into the work we do, and if you're an artist who wants to relay a concept, you'd like to do so in a way that we are subconsciously perceiving more than we're able to actually comprehend. And I think we do this on a daily basis. It's just whether or not we're able to become aware of it is how much we're able to participate in actively working with it. Most cases, it's a synchronicity factor. I think when we're drawn to mysticism, when we're drawn to the esoteric, we're looking to find a deeper meaning. Even the aspects of religion itself, like you said, state back all the way to the roots of Gnosticism as well. We're looking into the mysticisms of various Eastern and Western cultures. Even if you look at the indigenous cultures all around the world, at the end of the day, we're looking at the principles that we discover from nature. It's just through the, I would presume, the traditional sense to pass on this knowledge so it is not lost over generations may become misinterpreted, and it may also allow itself to be open up to be, in a sense, manipulated by if the interpreter is unable to reconnect with its true essence, which is why I personally like, I pursue the concepts that you're unable to find in books, because a book to come to print would rely on time, energy, and all this to come to being. And I do not dismiss the books. It's just what is not yet written. And in which case, how can we provide to any generation without the need of providing context? And which is why my base for philosophy actually stems from nature. I like to utilize nature as any way to understand any principle from any dynamic, be it consciousness, be it the way something may function, at least in a natural, harmonious way, or even the way that, let's say, events unravel. You understand the process in which we are human. We're not constructs in terms that we're meant to be programmed in a certain way. We are open to adapt, to flow, to feed ourselves universe as we are also giving into universe. We are part of the dance. And if we're unable to allow ourselves to flow, sometimes we might trip over our own feet. But that also provides us experience to learn and grow, because if we're even given an opportunity to take a detour, we might see a sight that inspires us down the road, that enriches us in a way that we may not understand, that our path may have been diverged. But at the end of the day, where was that path in the first place if we're already existing? Because once you're existing, then your ability to be is already a gift. You're present. It's whether or not you're actually allowing yourself to honor your own nature you're gifted by, or if you allow yourself to become distracted or get caught up. Because as we develop the complexity of our society, we're also falling into the aspect that there are many traps. And it's also very easy to, once you have a power construct, to limit the way once you have a decent amount of collective participating. So we see this today, and it's not even needed to be discussed in a deep manner, because if we look at the philosophical end of it, we ourselves are understanding, where do we give our power to? And are we honoring the nature? And are we even aware that nature exists, especially if it's
Mhm.
part of us? So we have to
Right.
consider the bigger spectrum, and most of those times we step back. So in my form of art, I like to take people onto an experience that they might not able to comprehend just yet, only because of the fact that part of them may reconnect later down the road. It could even be in another lifetime, of just how people are drawn, even the concepts of people who want to look into the past and how much more rich the art was, our respect for nature, our respect for harmoniously creating structures that not only created some brilliant designs, but also created functionality that created forms of ether that we are unable to reconnect with because of
Mm.
the status of how some of these materials, some of these esoteric concepts are unable to be openly discussed. And I
That's
mentioned
a
to you at one point how even the world of lucid dreaming falls upon the rules of Fight Club, whether you look at the book or the movie. It is just we are unable to discuss it. And I can tell you personally, the more you want to bring out into the world, there is a sense that some people may be threatened by the truth. People don't want to be empowered if they have control, because then they can question whether or not that their control is going to be long lasting. So they take action to ensure their own security. I, on the other hand, believe that I want to respect the free will of people. I want to make art, but if you welcome my art, that is your choice. That is something you're drawn to. At the same time, too, your decision to come to being, to make your own conclusion, I empower people. I prefer that people become empowered to make their own decision, because in doing so, you will enrich the lives of your own, and then in return, enrich the lives of those that you connect with, which
Right.
is infinite and it's factual.